this. If at any point you have any question, please feel free to use the chat box. We'll be keeping an eye on it. And I really apologize for starting the session a little bit delayed. And I would also like to inform that today my voice is not a little bit well, so please bear with me. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So let's start with the session. Just allow me a minute to share my screen. Meanwhile, please do let us know from where you guys are watching. So, on behalf of the Global Skill Development Council, I'm truly delighted to welcome you all into the GSDC Studio Learning and Practice Real World Learning and Development Case Studies across industries. In this webinar, you will be unlocking the secrets behind industry leading learning and development transformation by learning from real world case studies used by a professional, which you can daily apply in your professional life. And one of the things which make this webinar so interesting is the amazing expert of panel we have lined up for you. Some of them have already delivered a very incredible and insightful sessions, and others are all set to bring in more powerful ideas. And here's a little spoiler. So we are continuously adding more speaker into our panel to make your learning journey even more engaging and dynamic. So do you want to know how you can grab the spot? Well, hang tight till today's end of the sessions and I'll be telling you the details then. So for those who have joined with us for the very first time, let me give you a quick introduction who we are. Global Skill Development Council is a globally recognized certification body. We are accredited by APICB. Till yet, we have a 250,000 professionals certified with us. Currently, we are serving 100 plus certification in our portfolio. We have 500 plus subject matter experts who contribute to our program. We are also associated with 1,000 plus multinational companies and 50 plus universities worldwide. We are also associated with 100 plus training providers from Asia, Africa, Canada, Australia, Nigeria, Singapore, and many other countries. So special thanks to all training providers to helping us improving our training program. And a very special thank you to our media partner, WordPress Hub, for all of our press releases and event releases. So before starting the session, I just wanted to make a quick announcement that we have just launched a unique platform called GSDC AI Studio Lifelong Learning Initiative. In this platform, you'll be getting the 100 plus live monthly sessions with global expert, which include the 4 daily sessions, 45-minute lead expert session for hands-on learning, sessions from global expert. You can learn directly from our AI leaders around the world. Real-time practice, you can apply concept immediately and get your question answered. Certification ready, you will be getting the training aligned with industry standard for job ready skills. So do you want to know how you can get the benefit of GSDC AI Studio? Well, let me tell you. So there are 3 ways. First, you have a free 14-day access in which you will be getting the 80 plus live session per month and access to full GSDC Studio. Second, you have a GSDC lifelong membership. You will be upgrading to Pro in $109 and you will be getting the 80 plus live session per month, access to full GSDC Studio, free GSDC membership, access to physical event, LinkedIn profile improver. Last but not the least, we have GSDC certification plus lifetime membership. So participant, this offer is for a very limited time of period. Make sure you're taking the advantage of it because it is starting from $100 and you will be getting the lifetime access of GSDC certification, all benefits of lifetime membership, personalized coaching, capstone projects plus AI tool, GSDC Copilot and competency assessment tool. So as I told you that currently we are covering 100 plus certification in our portfolio, which include the learning and development, HR, Gen AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor and implementer, project management and PMO, agile DevOps and SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and many more. So now it's time to welcome our today's speaker. Today we have Dr. Sabrana with us. So Dr. Sabrana Mukhopadhyay is a chartered engineer turned entrepreneur with over 2 decades of experience leading innovation, collaboration, and original changes across UK healthcare. Named Small Business Team Leader of the Year 2025 by Electronics Weekly, she is recognized for delivering human-centered digital solutions that genuinely improve clinical and operational experience. Rather than building one static team, Sabrana has repeatedly brought together clients, frontline staffs, patients, technologists, and decision makers, aligning them around a shared vision and co-creating solutions shaped by their life realities. Her leadership style is rooted in listening, curiosity, and shared ownership, enabling faster adoption, stronger engagement, and long term cultural impact. She is passionate about developing leaders and teams who feel seen, valued, and confident in driving meaningful changes. She is also a PhD holder, MIT NCIT holder, and a digital health strategic leadership, problem solving, transformation, and adoption public speaking at consulting. So today she is going to lead the session on coaching as catalyst, empowering leaders and team through learning and development. So before handing over the virtual mic, just a quick reminder. If you have any question during the session or if you want to connect with Dr. Sabrana, otherwise if you want to know more regarding the GSDC AI initiative, please feel free to use the chat box. Once again, don't be shy. Drop your quick reactions, emojis, and comment in the chat box so that we know you're with us and you're actively listening and absorbing from this insightful sessions. Also, we have an announcement to make at the end of today's session, which is a $400 worth gift certification voucher. So hang tight till today's end of the session. With that, it's time to welcome Dr. Sabrana on our platform. Thank you so much, Dr. Sabrana, to coming on our platform. We are very honored to have you as our speaker. The stage is all yours.
Firstly, thank you very much, Prativa, and thank you all for joining. I'll share my slides. Can you all see my slides?
No, right now we are only able to see you, Dr. Sabrana.
Okay, so I need to share. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. I was just waiting. Can you see my slides?
Yes, we can see your slide now. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, and a very big welcome to all those who have joined. And I'm trying to go through some of the catalysts that might help you in your own leadership journeys. And majority of them has come from my own experience. And let's go over it. So digital transformation is not a technical one. It fails because of the spaces between what the leaders say and what the teams hear, and it's between the strategy and between the delivery, between the pressures that the leaders feel and the support that is needed. So over the 25 years of my leadership, I have found one thing, that technology doesn't make transformation in healthcare. It is the people. So the spark we see is very powerful, and it comes from the people. So I will be sharing some of my experiences here. So why do we need it? Why do we need digital transformation, and why does it matter now? It matters because it's a global investment, and healthcare is a very complex and unique thing where we are talking about patients and people, both the elderly from your birth to your death. We are patients in some sort of a way. And though a lot of investment has gone in, but the result is not consistent. So it's not really, the difference is not really the technology or the tool. It is the behavior, it is the alignment, it's the clarity. That's why this conversation is more important than ever before. So in this communication, I shall be sharing some of these contents and also focusing on people and team dynamics, because that's where the transformation actually begins. So who has not been under this pressure? No matter what is your level of work, whether you are a junior engineer or whether you're a senior leader or a senior manager or a CEO or a university lead. Everybody has felt this. It's the financial pressure, it's the governance pressure, it's infrastructure pressure, it's a competing pressures, confusion, and time is always running out. We have a lot of expectations of ourselves, of our teams, and the bosses have a lot of expectations of ourselves as well. Before we talk about the behavior, we must understand the context people are operating in. Be in their shoes, so to say. So I can definitely say it's not a one-man job. It is not a one-team job. It's not a one-organization job. We need partnering. So it can start from within your organization, slowly expanding. Healthcare is worldwide, but within your own countries, within your own geographical locations, that's where the healthcare technology transformation will be beginning. And in majority of the countries, you will have some sort of a protocol, some sort of a standard through which we should be going through. I have been working in the UK, and NHS, the National Health Service, as you all might know, is very rigid and it's very strict. The standards are high, but it is a standard which has to be maintained all over England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. So it's not certainly a one-man job. But what happens? Alignment isn't optional. It is now a foundation that everything else sits on. It's the biggest challenge. It's not just coordinating the processes, it's also coordinating the professionals. The technical people will lead into the clinical spaces. The clinicians will now need to know the governance side of things. The governance will need to know the finance aspects of things. So they have different fears, different pressures, different mental models. Sometimes everyone is speaking English, but just not the same English. So you don't seem to understand it. Let me just give you my story. When I first joined the Digital Health Transformation Project. So this was my first project. I come from an academic side, and I've worked with my husband, who was a GP, general practitioner, and trying to build in or training people how to use clinical systems. So I had my colleague, let's call him Ricky, and he was a very gentleman, and he was an ex-military person. He has been in combat in the Falklands War. He's a major. So to us, nothing rattled him. Very tall and handsome and very calm and quiet person. And so I thought, however, he was now managing a project, a £1 million project. This was back in the year 2006-07. And this was a project from a client from the Wales University Teaching Hospitals, and that's a health board. And they were trying to do an early risk assessment algorithm for the children in mental health conditions. Mental health wasn't at that time as important as it is now, which is right, we need to do that. So he came in and he was working there. So something went wrong. He wasn't sure what went wrong. So he said, "Oh, can you come along?" I said, "Okay." So we went there and we were invited into this boardroom. There was no warmth, a very cold room, and the boardroom was full with academics, statisticians, researchers, and they were all in their own seats. So we were given a cup of tea, and you could see nobody was looking at us, no eye contact, no smiles, and we were like strangers there. So after a while, the head of the department, she was the project lead, said, "Okay, so we've already had this discussion in our teams, and we've decided to terminate your company's contract because it's been 4 months and there has been no progress." Ricky is an Englishman, a white gentleman. He turned whiter. And really speaking, so did I. I just wasn't expecting this. So this particular slide actually explains what the room situation was. So they all started complaining and explaining that I needed this, I needed that, I needed this equipment, I needed those database, and everybody was talking while I started jotting down things. Suddenly the lead said to me, "Well, do you want to say something?" Not out of kindness, it was more out of frustration. I swallowed the shock and insult and simply said, well, I'm really sorry that, you have come to this decision, and I respect your decision. But because I am new in this project, would you just mind, let us just go through the actual aims, just revisit them and the timelines, what is expected, what is the dependency, and what is the plan, so that I have some sort of information. So then they all started, because they all knew what they wanted from this project. And the truth surfaced. Everyone assumed that the vendor would automatically and magically deliver something which they wanted. There was no clear articulation. So the vendor, in this case, Ricky as a manager, had no idea what it was all about. We found out there were 3 departments, 2 academic and 1 clinical. No cross communication. We had the primary care, we had the community care, and they were trying to build the mental health project. There were conflicting pressures. There were no shared milestones. So it was a chaos. I realized the problem. It wasn't the capability. They were excellent capabilities, and they had their own expertise, own knowledge, own experience, and they were at the top of their classes. But they were not communicating between each other. The vision wasn't the same. The project was one, but they all had different things in their own minds. And it was a fear of losing the research funding, losing the project, being blamed for not being able to run it all. So they were not working in harmony, or they were not synchronized. That day, I wasn't just a consultant. I was a translator. So I was listening to what the others had to say, working in my own mind in simple language, and then explaining it to the others, helping each profession understand that I'm trying to help them. And slowly and gradually, I was trying to build a relationship within that afternoon's board meeting that we had. So I was trying to make a compound other than a mixture. At present, it was a mixture of excellence, mixture of statisticians, researchers, academics, but they were not compounded. They were not joined together at all. So this slide actually explains what I was trying to do. So here you had the dancers, whether they were underwater, synchronized swimming, or on stage, they are all dependent on the cue of the musicians. So the individual musicians, they all had their own instruments, string instruments, drums, the wind instruments. They were all playing their own tunes. Actually, they were all playing to one rhythm. At present, this situation, I was saying that they were all saying their own things. They were not combined. But in this case, you have a conductor who is conducting. So the individual musicians play to exactly the same rhythm. So you plan to build that. They have rehearsed day in, day out to make this music for us, where we see a very smooth performance. And this is diversity, which was in this room. But we could make that diversity very powerful because it was diverse experience and specialization that they have. If we come together, then we can prove something. So it's not the ego, not the politics, not the various departments fighting against each other, but aligning so that we can see through and make a performance which is aligned. It's not an individual one. And we planned, and that plan was far better than the ones they had because they initially didn't really have a plan. So why did this team, who started in chaos, eventually come together? Because they finally anchored to one shared goal, which is the goal of what they have received the funding in the first place. And when people understand the why, then alignment becomes natural. Most transformations fail because they are not aligned and the inconsistent goals, just like this team had. So when there is something common between us, we just click. So think of somebody you meet when you are on holiday. So if they come from your neck of the woods, you instantly connect. I just met Pratibha. She's from India and I'm from India. We connected. And I've been living in the UK for so long. And if I meet somebody who's from Scotland, I connect because I was living in Scotland. Or if you meet somebody who is in your same profession, you connect. Now, let's think about the pandemic. The whole world was affected. And what did we see while we were in the lockdown? It was a very, very scary situation initially because nobody really knew what's going on. Strangers help strangers. Young people came forward. They were doing shopping for you. They were bringing your medication where needed so that the elderly didn't have to walk out. So they were helping selflessly. People started opening food banks. And with all these restrictions, the distance, and people were suffering at that time as well. But they came together. It was a dangerous situation, and you united. We could compare that with the digital transformation. If we are not looking at the future and we don't transform, we might be in a dangerous situation as well. But you don't have to be in a dangerous situation if you prepare well. You just need the same purpose. And if the leaders repeat the aim, we all look forward to the same aim, we can do the music from the same hymn sheet. That's what we are looking for, to join the chorus from the same hymn sheet. So now that I have explained some of the alignment, the misalignment rather, communication gaps, conflicting perspectives, I would just like to do a quick audience poll just to understand where you are coming from. This is an anonymous poll. You don't need your names or addresses, anything like that. It is just an understanding of what you are feeling. Where is the restriction in yours the most and where you are coming from. Now, these polls will pop up on your screens and just, I think we'll have about 30 seconds or so to answer each one. There are 3 questions in one poll, so you just scroll down and tick the boxes that you feel aligns with your idea. If there's no right or wrong answers. This is simply to understand if this is resonating with you. Thank you. Pratibha, do you want to start the poll?
Sabrina, I have launched the poll, guys, so you will be able to see on your screen.
Yes. Yes. Mhm. Let me know when the poll ends.
So we're now ending the poll now.
Thank you.
Let me just share the result with you. Please allow me a minute. So
So
I'm
I
sharing the
guess,
result. Could you please?
yes.
So should I read out the result?
Yeah, why not?
So the first question we had, what is the biggest barrier to digital transformation in your organization today? So 40% have people answer limited resources. 20% people have said resistant to change, and 40% people have said communication gaps. And second question were, where does misalignment shows up most in your teams? So the 40% people have answered different interpretations of the same goal, and 60% have answers leaders and team operating on different assumptions. And the third question we had, which leadership shift would have the biggest positive impact right now? So, 40% people have answered more trust and psychological safety. 20% people have answered more empowerment and shared ownership. And 40% people have answered better cross team collaboration.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Prativa, for helping me out. So, and this is what I have experienced as well. Uh, eh, so I will be covering majority of these that you've mentioned in the call. So you can stop sharing. Okay. So I'll share my screen once more. So now let's dive into it. So let's talk about a very simple but important distinction between a manager and a leader. People become managers because they are excellent in what they do, and they've done their leadership the management work studies and degrees and maybe trainings, and they've produced excellent work. Therefore they climb up the stairs and now have better positions and have a team to manage who are doing similar work as that he or she has done. So they know the work inside out. That's exactly where the trap begins. Because as a manager, you know what's going on. You know what the difficulties are. You know how to do it. And what happens sometimes, this conception of, let me fix it for you. Let me be honest. There's no one of us who will wake up in the morning thinking, oh, I'm now going to be micromanaged today. You don't like that idea, do you? And yet, somehow, we've all had a moment where we are accidentally becoming the person who we used to complain about. So we need a mind shift. So managers are needed, and managers are people who manages. And they manage, they coordinate, and it's the same work you're doing over and over again. The manager knows exactly what you're doing. When we talk about leaders, this is where the inspiration comes from. So when we are talking about transformation, it's not the same work. Then you don't need transformation. You can stick there and you work with managers. But now you're talking about transformation. It's something innovation. It's something new that's happening, and we have to change with it. Therefore, we need more leaders. We don't need more managers. Managers can become very good leaders, but the junior people can also become good leaders. So leadership is not a designation you just get, though we have used, digital transformation leader. How do we know that this person is a leader? So this is why we are going to go through this concept of manager versus leader. Leadership is different. It is building confidence in yourself, but also creating the confidence, building the confidence within your team. So you are giving something to the team. It's not compliance. I've been told to do, so I've got to do it. So the team don't have any creativity, any innovation, any thought process. They've been asked to do, let's do it. Transformation doesn't need better managers. It needs braver leaders. And I tell you why. So this is a quote from Tagore, and it's exactly why. Because you can't just stare at the water, you just have to dive in. You need the courage. It's not reckless courage, mind you. It's prepared courage. It's calculated risks. It's who am I taking with me? You're going on a journey, so you have to be prepared how to go about. It's not that you won't be having more difficulties, more risks. There will be risks, but some of them are predictable, others might not be predictable. It's more like taking the plunge. You cannot be certain that this will happen because it's innovation, because it's transformation. So you cannot wait for certainty and then do it. Leaders will take the first step. They plan the journey, they align the right partners, and take the first step. When they do that, the team will follow. People will feel safe to follow because you have a leader who has his vision which matches with yours. That's when the transformation slowly, truly begins. So, what should we do differently? We are having these problems of limited resources, communication gaps, like you've mentioned, the trust, the empowerment. So, let's go through these, some of these at least. So, the first thing is first, the 3 C's, as I call them: clarity, communication, confidence. So, when you do draw a document and take it to your lead, to your head, and they said, oh no, you need to change this and that, they don't clarify why, because you've put in a lot of effort to do that. So the recognition that your work is also worthwhile, your time is also worthwhile. Yes, the head's work is more important and there's more work for him, but your work is also important. So understanding the team members as well as understanding the pressure that the leaders have is very important. We need clarity. So if you clarify why this is needed, people understand it, and then they join your hands. Communication is very important. Just to ask, how are you doing? Oh, I'm fine. Full stop. It doesn't work. You have to ask questions and have to give directions and have to accept things that the team members say, because sometimes the team member might know something more about this information than you do. So the leaders should be open and be confident enough to give the confidence to the team members as well. So the team members then grow the confidence to say, okay, I've thought of this. What do you think? It might not be accepted, but then they are not rejected in that sense. They've been listened to and they've been clarified why this won't work because of governance, because of finance, because the patients won't do this and this and this, or because it's not user friendly, whatever the reason may be. So if you are reasonable, then that's a clarity. Then the communication comes in and you get the confidence. So let me share a moment with you where I've used the communication for not doing the work for a project, but to build the relationship. Again, I'll take you back to the pandemic, and I'm sure many of you have faced this as well. So this is the pandemic. So the university, we rented a room in the Institute of Life Sciences in the Swansea University at that time. And the university closed down and we were asked to work from home. So it felt like a strange novelty, everybody working from home. It's flexible hours, wearing your pajamas as long as you want until the next video call is on. And it's flexible timing. I can do work as I want. But you needed the team still to work. You needed the work still to be done. But something powerful can happen when you give you have the confidence and you don't really micromanage people or look over the shoulders to say, okay, have you done finish that line? Do the next one. They are not being uh, dictated anymore. So we had a good relationship going on. But once the teams understood the purpose, even remotely working, they showed extraordinary commitment and they did the work, working even late nights at some point. It's not only my team, many teams did that. Many people work late. They're saying working from home, but I'm working more than 8 hours. Yeah, sometimes you did, but that's your commitment to it. That's you have a clear understanding of what you need to do. During this time, we found that some people felt the isolation more than the others. Some people had families and children, while others were probably living alone, and they felt the isolation more. So we started this weekly calls. Sometimes they were bi-weekly as well. So cameras on, you don't have to dress up. It's just us, it's you don't have to comb your hair. There was no agenda. So we talked about things like, what are you doing? I've done a new recipe. I've seen this new movie. And I have some younger people, they used to talk about the games that they have done, played video games. And because the cameras were on, we could tell that when somebody is saying, I'm fine, they're not really fine. You could tell the struggle from the facial expression. Even remotely, this person isn't well. So somebody in the family might have had the COVID, or they might have gone to the hospital, or it was too far away. They can't go to their parents, and the parents are not well. There are so many family and personal issues which we don't take care of. So when you come to work, you bring those issues with you. Same with the leaders. They bring the issues, but they have to keep that aside, think about the multiple people and their problems as well. So it's a balancing act. You can't push the change anymore. If people understand, they enable the change. But the understanding, the belonging, the relationship building is very important. Let me show you this graph. This is performance against trust. So when you are performing very well, but people don't trust you, you might not be one of the best leaders or the best team member. And the best ones will obviously be the high performance ones and the high trust one. I'm talking about the leader as well as the team member. When you have that, then it's a perfect match. But when you have this performance pride and people don't trust you, these people sometimes might cause the toxicity inside the environment. So it's again like lighting a match. So depending on the environment, whether you're lighting a lot more candles or whether you're putting a fire on. So that affects, because these people might be more confident people, might have a better attitude and can talk better, and they give you the power that I can say whatever because I have done something. So these cannot be good leaders because people won't follow them. And strangely enough, I've seen people who are the leaders, they would choose low performance, high trust against high performance, low trust if they have, especially if they have a project which they have to complete within a certain period of time. It is that thing. So how do you measure trust then? Performance, yeah, you can measure. You can have exams, you can see the project work, you have see certificates, and okay, you can do perform well. But how do you measure trust? It's over time. It's over time. Even if you do a project, you're doing a work and you don't communicate, you don't tell your leader or your team that I am having this difficulty. So they won't trust you. So they will come back to you and say, have you done it? Have you done it? Have you done it? You get irritated. So bringing in all those wonderful things that we talked about in a regular day-to-day behavior And it's repetitive. You can't just do it once and then leave it. It's not like an inspirational speech. You hear one day, you feel happy. It's like a helium balloon going up, and slowly it comes down when the helium runs out. So it is inspiring, yes, but you have to keep continuing. You can't stop there. That's very important. So the environment which you create is important, and each and every member is as important as anybody else, no matter what level of work they're doing. So that confidence has to come from the leaders, that they see that, yep, I have my importance. I am also being respected. So this one is my favorite. It's Rumi, from a Persian poet, as you all might know. So if you are clever, you go along and change the world. So I fix it. I know how to do it and I fix it. But that's not a leadership skill. The leadership skill is I'm wise enough, I change myself first, and then I influence others to grow their confidence so they can change for the better. So it's a gradually they will rise and understand their own strength. Not everybody will have all the strengths, but together it makes a strong team. It's like your hand. Not all the fingers are the same, but together it's powerful. It makes the fist, and then it becomes powerful. And that's what we need to do together. We can't expect everybody to be at the same level. It's like parenting. Your children, you're nurturing them to become better. Not all your children will have the same intelligence or will do better. Some might do better in studies, some might do better in sports, some might do better in music. It depends on their interest. And leadership is no different. Shift your mindset from correcting people to cultivating them. Something incredible then happens. They rise. They take pride in their work. They begin to lead themselves. And eventually, they would be the ones to lead others. That's the moment leadership stops being a role and it becomes a ripple. So you are influencing others, and they are then gaining that strength. It's certainly a very difficult and a very pressurized job. Don't take it for granted that it's an easy one. It is probably the most difficult one, because you have pressures as a leader. You will have pressures from the other teams, your bosses, as well as understanding your own team, their individual ones. As a team member, you have your problems. But as a leader, you have the problems of the team, problems of other teams, problems of the bosses. But when you are speaking, you have to be calm and you have to be mindful, whether you are speaking to your bosses or to your team. So you have to be the one in the center pivot who is moving the wheel around. So trust is at the top of my list. Empowerment, you empower people. So it's not empowering without the knowledge. You don't just give a child a car and say, go and drive. You have to know who you can empower with what features, because you will know their strengths and weaknesses. In a team, you will know that who has the important, who has what strength and what weaknesses. And the acceptance that, okay, people need to have that acceptance as well. As a leader, you will also need to have the acceptance. So it's not a solo mission. So you have to have that combination. It's the involvement. But when the responsibility comes, if you fail, it's your responsibility. But if you do something well, the team gets the credit. So that is the involvement. That is acceptance. You need to let go of some things and you need to build on some other things. To lead others, we must evolve ourselves. It is very much like to say, do as I do, not do as I say. That doesn't work. So remember, as a leader, don't dive alone. Take your team with you. Dive together. If you splash together. But more often, you will float because you're holding each other's hand and somebody knows how to swim. So that's the power of a teamwork. However, no matter how much good you are in learning your leadership skills, how much good your team is, there will always be challenges. Why? Because it's transformation. What else do you expect? It's something unknown. It's something we are changing into. And you have to be in a position to make those changes. So when I started, say, 15 years ago, we didn't have this, or maybe 25 years ago, we didn't have these smartphones. Now the phones can do everything. You don't need other devices anymore. And very soon, AI will be taking over. So I can't sit and say, oh, I need my cassette because I've been used to that. We need to change. So there are many challenges, and if we go through it, it might take a uh, whole journey for discussing each and individual one. Let's just take the common ones, which you have also mentioned, and let's just go through them slowly. So real transformation will have real challenges. So let's go through the challenges, the ones which we think are more common. So the illusion of alignment, right? So we think we are aligned. We are not. Like my first job, nobody was aligned. We needed clarity. We needed to speak the same language. And everybody is coming from different angles. So clarity is not also a one-time act. You've done it in the beginning and that's it. It's a big thing. It's not a 2-week job. It might be, your project might be 18 months or 18 years. So it's a big one. And things change, people change. So you have to change with it. And for each time, you need to have that alignment. You need to swap the statements to questions. What do you think? Can you help out? Do you think this will work? Let's try that. It is like getting a communication flow. This is probably very critical.
Hi, hi, Dr. Sabrana. Sorry for interruption. So we need to wrap up the session within 5 to 7 minutes, actually.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'll go first quickly. So yeah,
Thank
so I'll go through this active ownership. So that I've described already. You need the ownership. And then there is resistance. Somebody mentioned resistance in our things because it's a legacy system, right? So we have legacy policies, protocols, which we need to change. People will only change when they know why they need to change. So we come back to the why again. And if you are included, then you flock together. If you are being told, you don't. You just do the work and that's it. So uh, remembering the patient. Very often we forget the patients in healthcare. It is very important to bring the patient in the journey so that when you implement and the training is not an afterthought, you would be able to join the club together. The return of investment to human reality is also a big challenge. And again, if you know the goal, that might bridge the conversation between the nerves and the numbers. So it's a very common thing to procure first, but we need to understand the problem first. We need to do the training first. It's co-creation. And I normally use these 3 M's: monitor, mentor, modify. So I've discussed this many times, saying how you monitor people so that the journey you are in control, the team is in control of it. And you need to be able to modify. So now AI is coming, let's modify it. And you have to celebrate the small wins. It's very, very important that you celebrate that, you share the credit. Transformation isn't linear, it's iterative. And as long as we keep on that, it helps. And when the multidisciplinary teams come together, that's probably the most powerful outcome one leader can get out of many leaders together. And it's a concept of growth environment where you are growing people to become leaders. And I'll just share a quick one for my company where you can see you can see the smiles on them. They have actually trained doing work experience for university, and they've got an award for being the best company for employment possibilities. And I just did one, and I trained them how to do it, and they took pride in it, and they won the prize. So you can see that effect. So alignment will flow downstream. And when you have that mentoring concept, then it creates the alignment. And the alignment creates the momentum. And that momentum is the transformation. So we've just touched on a few of these things, but if you take one thing away, I would say think about transformation as not a technology journey. It's a relationship journey. It is the building the relationship so that people trust and feel heard. I'll leave you with Tagore's words to say, faith is the bird that feels the light. So the leaders are the ones who will have to take the early decisions to make things work. It's a people-centered transformation. People change, then the transformation will change. I'm sorry I had to rush the last few things, but I hope you got a bit of understanding from what I'm trying to bring in with the people and team and the leadership change mindset. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sabrana, for those amazing and insightful sessions. I'm sure our participants have learned a lot. So, participant, the floor is officially open for question and answer. So, if you have any question, please feel free to talk. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to take many questions as we are running out of the time. So, I really apologize for that in advance. So, Dr. Sabrana, the one question have from Jaikar regarding the like it is kind of a cold question like patient safety and compliance, data privacy, mental health of children, studies on lines of HIPAA and OSHA standard. Please throw some light on it.
Very, very important. It's really important because we are dealing with patients. Therefore, the confidentiality of patient data is really important. And we do need to share the data with the right people. And to do that, you need to abide by the governance, the data governance, the data protection governance. So there are, for the HIPAA compliant, there are regulations of how the data has to be encrypted and transferred and how the coding needs to work for clinical coding as well as the software coding, so that even if you break the software, they get gibberish. So it's a huge big chapter, but the majority of the countries have the standard, and there is an international standard as well. You would know the HL7, where the standards of how data is collected and used by whom and where and when is very important. The patient ID is where you can hide the ID if you are trying to do some statistical analysis. But if you're trying to do some clinical ones, you might need to know the information as well. So it's a very important and big chapter. Difficult to do it in such a short time, but yeah, it's really important.
Thank you so much for the amazing and insightful answer, Dr. Sabrana. So, as I told participant, I really apologize. Will not be able to take more question. So, before moving ahead, would you like to give any final statement, Dr. Sabrana?
Well, my final would be that digital transformation is really important. We have to do it in every place, not only the health organizations, it's the SMEs, the people who are building the systems, the large corporates, and everybody. But if we join hands and don't try to do it alone, I think it will make more sense. And it's not only the big corporates, the smaller companies are doing excellent jobs. So it's just like the team I'm saying that there are people, the smaller companies might not have enough money, but they have the idea and they might have done something which is very even innovational. And you might need to agree to that. So for me, it's about people and it's about going together and partnering with each other so that we run towards the same goal instead of competing with each other, which draws us behind.
Thank you so much for those detailed and thoughtful comments. So, participant, I have shared Dr. Sabrana's LinkedIn ID into the chat box for your convenience so that you guys can directly connect with her if you
Yeah.
need any consultation, any guidance. I'm sure Dr. Sabrana would be happy
Yeah,
to help you out.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much. I would happy to be
Thank,
connected. Thank you.
thank you
When
so
you
much,
do
Dr.
connect, can
Yeah.
I just say, when you do connect, can you just use this GSDC as reference so I know who's connecting? That would be really helpful. Thank you.
Sure. So, participant, when you are reaching out to Dr. Sabrana, please make sure you're using the GSDC references so that she can be more, she will accept your invitation immediately as she is a very big celebrity kind of
No,
a
no, no, no.
person.
I'm no celebrity. I'm no celebrity. Absolutely not. I'm a very people's person. I believe in that. Yeah.
No, for us, our every speaker is celebrity because they do have a lot of knowledge which they can share with our participant, and they are coming on our platform from their busy schedule. So we really appreciate that. So
Thank
for
you.
us, you guys are a very big celebrity.
Thank
So,
Thank you
uh,
very
so
much. This was a good opportunity. Thank you.
thank you so much. So, participant, please make sure you're connecting with Dr. Sabrana to more guidance. I'm sure she would be, her guidance will be very helpful in your professional journey. So, moving ahead on to the next part, I know it's getting a little bit delayed, so I will not keep you guys for a long time. I'll just quickly announce the sessions before ending, and then we can move ahead. So, if you guys are ready for getting the certification into the learning and development professional, now it is available on our website. Please check the certification on our website, and I'm also sharing the coupon code link which we are giving exclusively to our participant only, which will give you a 20% off. So if you are ready to get certified into the learning and development, check our website, opt for the certificate, use the coupon code link, get 20% off, and get certified. And before wrapping up the session, I just wanted to make a few quick announcements. Utility tool is one of them, and I have actually since the time I have telling about the utility tool in the webinars, I have started getting the good messages, like positive messages, positive response from the participant that how utility tool is helping them into their job hunting journey. So I would strongly recommend you to this utility tool because job hunting can be a little bit tough, especially in today's AI era, because everyone is taking the help of AI. So HRs and recruiters are also one of those people who are taking the help of AI to screen the resume for sending out into the next round of interview. But let's face the fact that is also one of the biggest reason that most candidates resume get rejected, because even after having the skills and experience, because the resumes are not aligning according to the AI ATS screening system. So what you can do, you can take the help of utility tool. Log in into this utility tool by your LinkedIn ID and password. We are also giving a complimentary coupon code to all of our participants. And for that, by linking that coupon code, you will get 100% off for using this utility tool. I'm sharing the coupon code link into the chat box so that you don't miss out. So it will give you a recommendation according to the job designation you are targeting, industry you are targeting, for your experience management, for your profile management, for your bio, everything. It will give you 100%, it will make your profile 100% re-improve so that it can reach more to the related HRs and recruiters, and your resume can stand out in front of them. So take the help of utility tool, make your job hunting journey even more easier. And as today we had an amazing session with Dr. Sabrana. Tomorrow we are going to have the Actrinia CEO at Life Express, and she is going to lead the session on learning experience design for human tech era, engagement, safety, and real transformation by using some real life cases to demonstrate, to give you the more knowledge onto this topic. So I'm hoping to see you all here as well at the same time. And we are conducting the AI implementation series, a hands-on webinar series designed especially for managers and professionals like you, so that you can not just learn, but you can also apply what you take away. And the series is conducting at 7:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Singapore, and 7 p.m. Indian timing. So if you are a AI enthusiastic people, please do join into this webinar. And if you are a ISO enthusiastic people, so I would strongly recommend this webinar, which is a ISO 4201 and ISO 2701 across industries. And today we had Malva Vyas with us. Tomorrow we are going to have Joel, who is a cybersecurity expert and advisor. And this is going to be conducted at 8:30 a.m. Central Timing, 10:30 p.m. Singapore timing, and 8 p.m. Indian timing. And now it's time to celebrate our referral champions. Today we have Bhanu Durgesh, EBI, Avinash Kumar. Just allow me. I really apologize for that. As I said, I am not well a little bit. So please, thank you for bearing with me today. So today we have Bhanu Durgesh, EBI, and Avinash Kumar. Special thanks to all three of you for helping us simplify our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. Keep the momentum going. You can also be part of the referral championship. So what you have to do, if any of your peers, colleagues, and professional wants to join for this webinar or any other webinar, refer the registration link through our GSDC website. And every referral will earn you a point. So once you hit a 50 referral point, you will be able to get a free $400 worth gift certification voucher. And if you want to be one of our speaker learning capsules, webinar, podcast, please reach out at pratibha@gsdccouncil.org. And these are the platform where you guys can connect with us. Our LinkedIn group, our WhatsApp group, our website. Also, we would love to hear your feedback regarding our sessions, regarding the GSDC AI initiative, as well as I am sharing a Google form link to all of you guys. You can give the feedback over here. Otherwise, if you have any suggestions, which will be sent to the Dr. Sabrana directly, and the all of the feedbacks will be by the name of anonymous, so you can give the feedback freely. And all of the feedbacks will be shared with Dr. Sabrana, so that she can help you out in the future as well, for improving, if there any recommendation from improving their teaching, her teaching method and her coaching method. And she would be very happy to know what are your session takeaways, what are your learning outcomes. So do share your feedback on this Google form. I have shared the link into the chat box so that you don't miss out. I'm also sharing the all of the link of the platform, so that you guys can connect with us to be stay updated regarding the event trends and upcoming events and everything. And I'm also sharing the link of reviews.io, where you can drop the feedback regarding the GSDC and how you guys are feeling. And if you want to see any other topic which we are covering or anything like that, because currently we want you to be future ready. 2026 is near. So now for December, for January, we have prepared the webinar topics by keeping this in mind, so that we have to keep our participant ready to for the future, to be a leadership, to enhance their skills, and to be best in their versions in professional as well as in personal into their life. So according to that, we are now conducting the webinar on the topic. But if you have any suggestions, we would be happy to know that. And before ending the event, I just see a message by Victoria that this coupon code is not working. So I am dropping an email ID over here, guys. Just allow me a minute. So you can reach out to on this email ID directly if any of the coupon code is not working. So she can help you out. Her name is Aditi. She is the point of contact, and she will be able to help you out for anything. So yeah, here is the email ID. Oh, that's great, Victoria. It's working now. That's good to hear. But if still you have any query or if you need any help, so you guys can connect on this email ID. We would be there to assist you. And with that, it's time to come to an event thing. Thank you so much, Dr. Sabrana, once again for the amazing and insightful session. We are very honored to have you as our speaker. Looking forward to having you in the sessions, future sessions as well. Thank you so much to all of the participants for joining into this learning journey. I'm hoping to see you all tomorrow as well. Till then, keep learning, keep energizing. Have a good day, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are.